we're in an election year, and we all know it's not going to be pretty.
No.
That's all we're going to say about this election. But because it's not going to be pretty, there's also going to be a lot of people probably trying to kind of read between the lines in Revelation. What can we say to that viewpoint?
I think primarily the answer is what the psalmist would say: trust not in princes. That's number one.
Yeah.
I think that instead we are called to recognize that we are exiles here. This is the New Testament description of Christians. We're always going to feel a little bit like we're not home until we're home in the new heavens and new earth. When God brings his kingdom down and restores all things.
Yeah.
There's always going to be a sense in which no matter which presidential candidate gets in, we're going to be disappointed because it turns out none of them are Jesus. So we want to continually point people back to the comfort they have, knowing that Jesus is Lord and that he is the one orchestrating the events of history. It does the heart so much better to recognize that when your person loses in an election, that God still is on the ultimate throne. I mean, if it's so easy for us to get caught up and to put way too much stock in politics, whereas I'm struck that the Apostle Paul, the Apostle Peter, the Apostle John, James, Jude, all of the writers of the New Testament never once call Christians to really put that much stock in the political game. It's just not a thing. As a matter of fact, the kinds of commands we're given is like, hey, do your best to live peaceably and quiet lives.
Yeah, what a difference.
Serve your neighbor where you're at. Serve your neighbor where you're at. But there is never a call to overthrow corrupt regimes. There's never, and that causes its own problems. I mean, because then we say, well, does that mean Christians are just supposed to roll over and not care? No, I think there's a role for being politically engaged because we love our neighbors and we want to make sure that they're not harmed by bad governments and things. That's fine. But even still, we need to recognize that we're going to be led by imperfect people. Thus, we need to have our eyes fixed on the author and perfecter of our salvation, Jesus Christ our Lord.